And so then she opened up to me and she was like, yes, mommy, like, there's something I need to talk to you about and all of that. Like, it was not good. So then I'm like, okay, baby, like, do you want to go somewhere else where you could talk? She said yes. And there were some things that she did, like, in her life that made her feel such an enormous sense of guilt. And for me, I'm just thinking, like, thank goodness that
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Wednesday, July 20th, and I have an update for you on the Dre McCray ongoing situation. Now, I have been sitting on a bit of information for almost a week now as we have been sifting through a lot of the videos, the information that's been posted by Andrea, and all the different details surrounding the story. And I had made a request late last week for videos of that anyone had related to Dre and the daughters. And people were wondering why I was asking for these videos. Well, I can actually explain this to you now. So here is what is going on. There has been some movement and things that have been happening behind the scenes, and it's not anything that anyone was willing to go on record about because they didn't want anything to potentially get in the way of all of this. So I spoke to the family source of the ex-husband of Dre this morning, who let me know that I could reveal some new details about the situation. Now, I want to just clarify about why this individual wants to remain anonymous, and that is because the situation has grown in intensity online and they don't want to be the target of anyone. They just want to be able to help in the background without anyone knowing who they are. But I can verify and clarify that everything that they've provided to me is legitimate, and there was a court filing yesterday that proves that everything that they have been telling me is true. So there's been some questions about why it seemed like Dre's ex-husband was kind of just sitting there and not doing anything. And was he trying to get his girls? Was he going to make a court filing? What was going to happen? Well, I can tell you now that in Arizona court, he has filed in their custody case a motion for temporary orders. And he provided a number of attachments, and that was filed in court yesterday. So this is the court case in which they did after they divorced. So if you're not familiar with the situation, is she was married to a man named Abba Ratliff, and he lives in California. He is the father to their two oldest daughters. So he is the father to Bella and Oasis. They were only married for a very brief period of time, although they were together on and off for years. When they got divorced, their child custody case was in Yuma, Arizona, and their child support case was in California. Last week, we talked about how he was able to get a reduction in the child support of what he was paying per month to Andrea, and that was in the California case. Well, today, the information that's been filed in Superior Court in Yuma is into the child custody case. So it's fair to say that the motion for temporary orders is related to the custody of the girls. So when they're doing a motion for temporary orders, they're asking the judge to make a decision very quickly about a situation and change the orders in this case. In this situation, it's my best belief that he'll be asking for the girls to go live with him. I can't reveal like all the details at this time because it hasn't yet gone to the judge, but I promise to you, as soon as a full order is revealed or if it's denied, I will let you know. Something that they wanted to make clear today was that no one has been sitting back patiently waiting for this to resolve. There's been no patience at all in the situation. In fact, they've been very impatient trying to get a resolution to the situation. They are very aware of everything that's going on online. They're very aware of the social media attention around it, and all their motivation is right now is to get this resolved. And so we already know that there is a DCS case for Andrea. This is actually separate. So one of the issues that some of you have brought up is that the dad lives in California. And so just because there's this DCS issue happening right now, he might not automatically be the one to get the girls if something were to develop from that situation with DCS. Well, now in court in Yuma, the temporary orders are kind of like an indication to the court, like, hey, I'm the dad, these are my girls. And at this point, if something were to change, whether it's with DCS or with this, the girls could end up with their dad. So this is actually bypassing the DCS situation and asking for temporary orders or an intervention by a judge. So there's also been a lot of discussion about Raza and, what will, like, if they move some of the kids and where they will go, like what will happen to Raza. And because the dad is the biological father to the two girls, he is not a biological parent to Raza. The issue with Raza will have to be resolved if something were to happen, between a relative of Vaughn's or somebody else that is related to Andrea, depending on what is determined by DCS. Right now, there hasn't been any determination by DCS. Basically, what this is it's an request for temporary orders in a custody case. And his attorney filed a limited scope of representation, which basically means that she is representing him for a limited purpose in this case, and it is for one specific issue. The case had actually been closed and the records had been expunged and destroyed in 2017. So basically what this has done is reopened the custody case. Their custody, for a lot of you guys that were asking what was the custody was actually pretty limited in that they didn't have a huge agreement. Many times when people divorce, there are pages and pages and pages of rules and what's going to happen. And from what I was told is that the agreement was, because he lived in California, that he would get the girls twice a year for 2 weeks at a time. There could be more if he were to go to like Arizona and see his girls and visit himself. So they would regularly go to his house, and most often it was over the Christmas holiday because Dre is a Jehovah's Witness and doesn't celebrate Christmas. So the girls would go with their dad to celebrate Christmas in California. So he lives in Northern California, which is like 17 hours away, I believe, from where the girls live. So there's a lot of things at play here, but there has been ongoing communication, from my understanding, between dad and his girls. And the family source just wants to express again that this has been a very stressful situation for all parties involved, and the well-being of the kids is the primary focus of them. And as soon as I can, I will provide you with an update and what the orders or the denial says, and I can reveal to you what was asked for by the attorneys of the father in this situation. I can share that what was asked was intense, and the motion is a lot. So there's a lot of evidence online, and this is a situation where it's overwhelming, in my opinion. I would be surprised at this point if a judge were to say no to any orders of any temporary orders at this time. But again, this is court. Dads are not always favored. But dad, mom, stepmom, they are doing everything they can, currently working with an attorney in Yuma to get a resolution for the situation. So again, nobody's sitting patiently. They're all doing everything they can at this point, and as soon as I can tell you more, I will. So for now, that's all I have. Again, I will be back as soon as I get a decision from the judge in this case. My source said that there should be an my source told me that the expectation is that a case decision would be imminent. Usually in situations like this, they will do an order, a denial, or they'll request a hearing. Generally in this situation, it would be an order or a denial, and they hope that it'll be an order in their favor. All right, so Andrea McCray's life could change very soon, and the kids' lives might also change very soon as well. I'll keep you posted with more. Bye, guys.